this is Dan Wangerin again, and this is a snare drum that I have called Snappy. I call it Snappy because, well, it's snappy. It's very high in pitch. It's got a very tight, snare response, and it's probably the second highest tuned snare drum that I have. And the reason why I'm bringing this one out is because, well, anyway, it's a 12 lug drum, and I figured, that Ludwig tom that I had was tuned rather low, and this one, it's tuned pretty high. But the thing about it is that on this particular drum, there's like a certain part, like right over here. There's really not much of a gap between like the hoop and the low mass lugs. So if you tune this thing too tight, or if the head stretches out, basically what's going to happen is, if this head stretches out any more than it has right now, I'm going to have to replace the head. But luckily with this Evans Genera head, I don't really have to tune it all that tight to get a good crack out of it. That's kind of the reason why I love this head. But anyway, onto the tuning sticks. Again, it makes it a lot easier. I don't have any earplugs in. Now, I'm not saying that this drum is like perfectly in tune or anything. I mean, but at least you can hear it, hear all the differences with either one of these tuning sticks. Now I'm going to go down to the bottom head here, and unfortunately I didn't bring I don't have a larger stick with me, because usually what you can do is you can take like a regular drumstick and stick it between the snares and the head. Now these two are a little off, I think. That one's a little off too. But again, I mean, sometimes, the drum's going to be out of tune sometimes, but if it sounds great, you always, you can just leave it alone. But again, I'm still blown away that I can use this thing without having to use any earplugs or anything. Now, another thing too is, like, late at night when everybody's asleep, sometimes what I'll do is, if something goes wrong with a drum, I will, I've got like a precision drum dial tuner, and I will go around it with a drum dial tuner, memorize it, and then find out what's wrong inside the drum, and then tune it up to its, to what it was. But eventually, you're going to have to use your ears. And unfortunately, late at night, you might have, some people that you're living with that, you might, wake up if you use like a stick. And this won't really, this won't really wake them up. Really, I mean, if it's not loud enough to, hurt your ears, it's, again, it should be fine. But anyway, these sticks I'm selling on my Reverb.com site. It's called Danny's Drum Refurbishing and Other Products, and I'm selling them separately. Of course, I sell them, by each stick. So the lengths, might possibly vary from each individual stick, but one thing that's always going to be the same is the tip. So check them out. Dan Wangerin here, signing off.